My favorite question to ask men: do you do anything without a gun to your head? Meaning, do you do anything that you aren't forced to do? Have shelter, have food, provide for the people that you provide for if you're single by yourself, if you have a family, your family. And most men don't. They don't have an answer for this. They think it's outlandish. They're confused till I go into it, right? So that by itself, think about it. Do you do anything that doesn't make you do it? That someone's mandating you do it. Basically, have a job. Without a job, you can't survive. You're going to be in your mom's basement again. Um, Provide for your kids. Like this one, I think it's overblown ton. Those super dads out there. Yes, but that goes into a whole spectrum. It's like, oh, well, I take my kid out all the time. I do this, I do that. Cool. Awesome. Something that you have to do. If not, you get judged on it. Those kind of things. And if you go deeper into it, you'll find that most people don't. And it's just how it is. It's like you're doing good for you. You're doing what you should be doing, just surviving. And that's what most people do. They just survive. They don't do anything that takes a little effort, takes a little sacrifice. There is no sacrifice anymore. It's me, what I'm entitled to. But there are people out there where that works. And those are your 10 to 20 percenters, right? Like I know plenty of people who are monsters and it just like they're they're smart, they're competent, they have connections, they life works out for them, right? For those people, it's fine. They're like, why do I need to do more? What I'm doing right now works. But for the average person, it doesn't. Making $47,000 a year, 70% obese. Um, they have no path, no leadership in even their own family. These guys that I'm talking about who are fat, not competent outside their job, who decide nothing in their household, that have no plan in life. Don't have a 5 year plan. They don't have a 20-year plan. They don't know how they're going to retire. They don't know what they're going to do after their career. These people, they can be very competent and very good at their job. So they ride on that, and their job is the only thing that matters to them. But that's why they get X'd out when they're 40, 45. They get divorced. That money stops coming in. They sit on the retirement, and then they realize that they have nothing else to have. Then their wife doesn't want to be with them. They finally can leave them for somebody else. It's when you get zeroed out is what it's called by men. Or you're with this woman for a long time and everything switches up after you have kids and it's just a whirlwind because you never planned anything out. That's most men's future. Divorce is very high. The way that culture pushes everything, it's just what happens. So that's why I always try to push people to do more than just what everybody else is doing because it doesn't work for most people. It doesn't work for most people. And living week to week or month to month or year to year, it's scary. It's very scary, but all the distractions that you have in life keep you in there. So you can justify it. You can justify it's like, well, I don't have this or that, but I get to go on vacations. But I do it for my family. I make the sacrifice for my family. I put everything into them for the experience that we have right now. Because you aren't doing any more. You can make your life 100% better if you just start doing more than you're doing right now. Like just the average, having an actual plan and seeing what that takes to get more. And it can be very little, even for your health. Just working out, walking, exercising, these kind of things. You don't have to do it. That's why most people are fat. But it's going to make you healthier. It's going to make your spouse more attracted to you. It's going to give you more energy in life to do everything else that is required of you. That's one thing. And then you can plan out more. You could cut back on those bad habits that you have. You don't have to do that, but doing that will make your life better. It's not fun, it's not nice. You don't want to do it. It's something that you have to actually put effort into doing. It's more than just the average, it's more than just what you've been doing or what other people do. If it's not working for everybody else, why do we do it? Mostly it's because that's what we were told. And a lot of it comes from our environment or how we navigate through. Like for me, I was very lucky to have someone in my life that had these qualities already. So I saw this person where they asked for help. They it wasn't like a shameful thing. Most people, they keep on doing what they're doing because they are too afraid to admit that they're wrong or try to get better or to show that kind of weakness when everybody sees it. But openly saying it to yourself for most people is so hard for them that they can't ask for help to be better. For me, how I was able to become a better person was very simple. I looked at people that were doing better than me, lives that I liked. I was like, I want to be like them. Simple. Ask the question. And it goes in all categories. It's not just money. It's not just physique. It's not just relationships. Guys that were in relationships for a long time, I was like, how does this work? And just seeing different dynamics between different marriages was eye-opening. And then you saw the guys that you could tell they're struggling deep, like hard, but they put on this fake face. And then when you look back at it, knowing with what you know now, it's like, of course that didn't work out because of this reason or that reason. And all of it was just a front because everything is just smoke and mirrors now. Everyone's lying to everyone. You don't know what's going on with other people in their lives because most people won't talk about it. I think it's getting a little better now where men can talk to other men like, hey, me and my wife are going through this. Like that didn't happen before, so I think that's a good thing. But where we've backtracked or where we became weak is the I'm not happy. Like happiness is not something that you should have. It's not something that's given, it's something that's earned. And that aspect of culture is shifted huge. And it doesn't work out. It really doesn't. It's like, oh, you need to talk to somebody. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, talk to somebody, but you still need to figure your shit out by yourself. Or or it's like, this isn't working for me. And why don't I talk to my peers around me to see how they're coping with it, to see what they're doing to make things better, instead of acting like everything is okay and that you don't need any help. Like, just acting like it's going to get better isn't going to ever make anything better in life. But that's where doing more than just surviving or gun to your head where you're forced to do it, that's where that comes into play. Because if not, you could just watch TV for the rest of your life, drink beer, and work on your car. I don't know what people that do that are trying to hide from their life do, but I know that those are guy things, right? And it's like, or you could just do that and see if anything changes. And if you do that long enough without any plan forward, then you could be fucked, because you could be in a relationship where it's not going to get better, that it's never going to work, and that you probably shouldn't be with the person that you're with right now. So then you lose almost everything. You lose your kids, you lose half of your money, and you have nothing. There was no plan for afterwards. And then what do? You don't know any better. You keep on putting that fake face on like, oh, life is so good. I'm so blessed. This didn't work out with me and her, but, I'll just have faith that one day, like, it'll be better. Or just, I don't know how people cope with shit. But that's the alternative, It's like, I'm not going to ever fix myself. I'm just going to keep on living the desperate little life that I have now and just hope things get better, because it works out for some people to just have faith and just that, honest day's work. It's Like, no, like, we all have so much information now, but we don't use any of it to ever get better or to figure out what's actually going on because we have no one to turn to. Every community is broken. The church is gone. We no longer, men never talk to men. The culture has shifted where men and women roles are so out of whack that women have a hard time finding good men, quote unquote, good men. And men can't keep up with women, especially with more women graduating college and making more money than men now. So now there's this this influx of they're shitty men, and the women are basically becoming the man that they want to marry, and that's hard. It's rough. How do you fix it? I don't know because there's no going back. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, right? So basically, you gotta learn to live with how the market is right now, and it's hard. It's rough, but it's not going to change. So instead of acting like everything's okay, ask. If you don't know, ask people, how is your life better than mine? How are you happy? How are you doing all these things? Most people don't know how credit works. Most people don't know how money works. Most people don't know why to be healthy, how to be healthy. And they just listen to the culture word. It's like, oh no, it's okay. Have a dad bod. Um, Work your job. It doesn't matter if you don't need to make more money. Don't stress yourself out. That's too much work. Where if you go back to your history with how your grandfather's life was compared to yours, like we are the freest, the nicest, the easiest that life has ever been, but we're the most unhappy, most dysfunctional relationships, and it's all out of whack, and it doesn't make sense. But we're told that this is the right way, and that if you act like a strong man, quote unquote strong men, how they were, you're toxic, that you're not showing your feelings, that you need to cry more and all this stuff when you're doing that. We are all raised this way where we're supposed to have all these feelings and just to be yourself, right? Like like why are you trying so hard? Maybe if you were just be yourself. It's like yourself isn't working out. And if it was working out, then you wouldn't have the problems that you have right now. So be better. And how do you do that? It's not sink away, run away and act like things are going to get better. It's ask for help from people who are actually doing it. Like, I know motivation's good, all these gurus are nice, but to have somebody that's actually find someone in your life, like I said before, that in the same field, in the same tax bracket, whatever you want to call it, and how did they do it? The thing that for most people it takes time, and that's why it doesn't work for most people, because we are all about the instant gratification right now, where everything is so fast. It's, oh, I bought this crypto, or you know, you look at someone's life and you don't know how they got what they have. You don't know why their relationship's so good. Maybe it wasn't always so good. Maybe they made mistakes. Maybe they worked it out. So it's like, so why did my marriage, it did not succeed, but yours did? Like, I made all the same mistakes you did. It's like, if you, most of us start as losers. Most of us are losers. So it's like, why did it work for you but not me? And it's like, and then you look down and you're fat. You've still dressed like you did 10 years ago. You have a profile picture with a fish. Why don't girls like me? It's like, man, you should be able to have this look. You should be able to look at yourself objectively and be like, damn, I need to fix this and this. If you think you're fucking perfect, I hope everything works out. I hope you never have a misstep. I hope you don't lose your job. I hope that you don't have a accident where like your life goes to shit, because that happens without notice, and it just springs up on you. And without a plan, without anything in place, you could get you could seriously lose everything you worked for or everything that you thought you had. Like say if you're like a stay-at-home dad, right? And then all of a sudden you're this super dad and you just did everything for your kids, and 10 years down the line you look down and your wife is making a ton of money. She's going having a great time, being successful, being ambitious, and then she meets a guy and they just fall in love. Like it happens in the opposite way all the time. Guys in high paying jobs with um, go getter assistants and all that stuff. It happens. It's like the tale as old as time, right? But that guy was such a good guy. He was such a good dad and all that shit. And guess what? They get divorced. The wife takes the kids, and then he has nothing, right? It's the stereotypical fear of every woman, right? But let's think about it on the guy's side. It's the same thing. So if you are neglecting parts of your life with justifying it that you're doing this for a means for the rest of your life, but you're not keeping yourself in check, that happens. It happens within every aspect of everyone's life. That's why you need to be able to look at yourself and be like, I need to change these things about myself because it's not working out. Because if all else fails, then I could lose everything, and I should. Like, it's not anybody's fault that they fall in love with someone because you changed who you were, especially when it comes to men. Because for most guys, you marry a woman and you hope that she doesn't change anything about her because she's perfect just the way she is, right? I mean, that's a little much, but just like with me and my marriage, I don't want my wife to change anything from when I met her. I want her to stay pretty. I want her to stay happy, like these kind of things. But for me, she expected me to change everything about myself, and I was like, cool. And it's not what she even said. That's just what's expected of us as guys. But those are those gender roles that everyone hates talking about that they think are evil. But when it comes down to it, everyone wants their man to become better, and every man wants their woman to look and act like she did when they first met. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just the way it is. So going back to what I was talking about before, when I say that you aren't doing anything that's out of your day-to-day surviving, that's a mistake. It's bad. If you're not that 10% that I was talking about, that it just worked out and they're super competent, super smart, or they have something else going on, most guys don't. Most guys are replaceable. We are at our jobs and we love our jobs, but we don't like to think about it, but we could be replaced the very next day. So without a plan in place, there's a possibility that you could look down and lose who you are, and that in turn could ruin everything for you. So think about it. And if you're not, then just try it. Start changing what you think you should be doing and see if it works out for you. And think about what you're going to have in the next year, or 5 years, or 10 years. How you can make your whole family better by taking a little sacrifice that we no longer do anymore as men and that we should. And you don't deserve most of the things that you enjoy right now. But your father and your grandfather, they didn't have what we have now, but they did 10 times what we're doing now. And they didn't cry and whine about it thinking, oh, it's unfair. I shouldn't have to do this. I should just be happy. Happiness is not something that is given to everyone. And we as Americans, we are very lucky to be in the freest country, the strongest country in the world right now. And we forget that. So we take for granted and we act like we should have things that we don't.